Welcome to another video. I am Real Talk. If you are new to my channel, I focus on doing dating site reviews. All of the dating sites that I review are the non-typical or non-standard dating sites that you may not be aware of or have never heard about, but it might be worth considering, especially if you are looking for something that is different from the typical dating sites like Tinder, Match, OkCupid, eHarmony, and so on. All of these dating sites, there are a lot of reviews for them already. I focus on alternative dating sites that could be a great option for you, especially if you are looking to meet international women or men from various countries all around the world. In this video, I will go over three more dating sites, and they are AmourFactory, BestDates, and LoveFort. Once again, I am grouping three dating sites into one review. That's because all three of these dating sites are identical. They have a different name, but in terms of website, features, and functionalities, it is pretty much identical. So rather than doing three separate videos for each one, it is easier to group all three into one video. And once again, because they work identical. Here we are inside of my AmourFactory account. This is Best Dates. I no longer have an account with them, but it doesn't matter. It works the same. And this here is my LoveFort account. If you are not familiar with my reviews, I always show you my profile in each of the dating site I am reviewing. That is to let you know, that is to show you that I am using these dating sites. Any information that I give you are first-hand information, and oftentimes I give you information that many other dating sites review do not share, they don't know about it, or they completely omit it altogether. Once you are in your account and it's free to open an account, the first thing you should do is you need to complete your profile. And I will walk you through that really quickly using LoveFort. And once again, it will be the same for AmourFactory, and also it's going to be the same for Best Dates. Come up here to my profile, and you can just click on your profile. It is self-explanatory. I won't spend a lot of time on here. No, this is not me. None of this information is true. I'm just using it as a reference and reference only. Just click on edit profile. You need to fill in your bio on here. There's a section called about. So these are the various traits that you can select that tells us about yourself. Some interests that you can fill in, type of movies that you like, type of music, and what your goals are for the dating site. You can filter by age, gender. So whether you're a man looking for a woman or a woman looking for a man. So these are the various options. Personality. So there's some more options down here. So pick whatever one that is applicable to you. At the bottom, there's always a story section. And I always recommend do not leaving this blank. Take, a few minutes, write three, four, maybe five short, concise sentences describing who you are, what you are about, just more details that you want to tell the prospective member. Don't leave this blank. Always fill it in because member will always come to your story to learn more about you. And then also complete this as much as you can because this is additional information that the member will certainly look through. And the more information that you can provide, certainly the more chance of getting a reach out. And while you are in here, you can certainly change the various settings on here. So settings, so this is where you can change your email and phone number. I won't show you that, but just go into settings, change your email on here if you want to. You can delete your account, and you can turn on and off the various notifications. You do have a feature on here called icebreakers, and that is what it sounds. If you don't know where to start, you can just start with one of the recommended icebreakers that they have on here. This costs you 2 credits. This will cost you 2 credits for each icebreaker. So if you're not sure where to start, you can just pick one, that strikes your interest. There's also payment. So payment is any payment history that you have purchased. I always recommend deleting your credit card information and always use a credit card on here. Don't use a debit card. Just use your credit card. So this here is your main screen or your home screen. And here you can see all of the various features. So there's a feature on here called newsfeed. So newsfeed are basically just posts. So various members. So here are just various women posting about themselves, their pictures, and so on. You can certainly hit a like and view their profile in this post. Following. So anyone that you are following will show up here. Messages. So any messages that you receive certainly will show up in your message folders. So these are all the chats, active people, and then chat requests will show up here. Mail, any mail you receive will certainly show in your mail folder. So these are active and starred, I mean, are your favorites, then your outbox and your trash. Search, well, that's self-explanatory. So here's where you can search or filter. I always recommend you hitting all. That way you can capture all of the members that fits into your search criteria. You can filter by country. Mostly you will find LoveFort. Latin, there's a lot of Latin members on here, a lot of European, and certainly North American members as well. There are a lot of countries listed, but the vast majority of them will be the country that I just mentioned. You can also filter by certainly age and whether you are a man looking for a woman and so on and so forth. So there's like 6 options on here, so something for everyone. And then there is people. So people are website suggestion. So based on your filter, the website may suggest this person, Valerie, whoever it may be. And you can certainly scroll through it. It's just like a post. Let me come over to AmourFactory, and AmourFactory has a cool little feature on here that's not available in LoveFort or BestDates. You do have a feature on here where you can select various moods or various moods that you are feeling that day. So there is an option for real love, romance, whether you want to flirt, friendship, and hot talks, or if you are unsure, just click on unsure. These are pretty cool. Select whatever one that you are feeling that day, and you will certainly get different messages depending on your mood. Let's talk about the free options or what you can do for free on all three of these dating sites. There's not much you can do for free, but the first one being is you can certainly browse your profile. So right here, if it's not obvious to you, this is a fake account. Generally, if you see an animal or no real name on here, you know that is fake. Just obviously just ignore it, or you can report it to the dating site. But while you are browsing, anyone that catches your interest, you can certainly come into her profile in this case, and you get a lot of information and details about the individuals. That is one thing I like about all these dating sites. You do get a lot of information about the member. You know her name, you know her age, where she is from, and so on and so forth. While you are in here, you can certainly hit a like, a wink, and a follow. You can certainly look through public photos. So any public photo that she has posted, that is free to certainly look at. Private photos, well, those are private. It will cost you money to open a private photo. Be sure while you are in here as well is to scroll down, certainly know more about the member. Don't just look at her pretty face. Learn about her interests. What is she looking for? Certainly about herself. I always read this so I can understand, what she is about. They do have options on here to send gifts. So this happens to be a fake gift, and I will come back to gifts here in a second. I always recommend. So this is my first tip for you, especially you guys. Come down here and look at posts. So posts, like it sounds, are the women is posting various things about them. But what is great about posts is their pictures. They always have a lot of pictures. And I always look at the post picture. This gives me a better sense, a clear picture of what she actually looks like. And that is important for one reason, because let me scroll back to the top. This here is her profile picture. And as you can see, her profile picture is professionally taken. That's right. This is professional photos where the company, in this case, AmourFactory, has taken her picture. So there are filters, there is lighting, they do the staging, and they have pretty much a photo crew to take all of the profile pictures. So obviously she looks great in the profile pictures. However, if you go scroll down to post, you will get a better sense of what she looks like without all the glamour and without the filter, without the staging, without the lighting, and so on. So, tip for you guys: come down and look through her posts, and you will certainly get a better sense of what she really looks like. Again, that is not a professional photo. Because oftentimes she may look great in a profile photo, but when you look through her posts, she may look completely different, and that could be for some guys, and that could be off-putting. So keep that in mind regarding posts. And while you are in here, you can certainly have the option of sending a message, and message costs money, and it costs credits. And I will talk about credits in the upcoming section. You can also do a Let's Talk feature. Let's Talk is kind of like an icebreaker. So if you don't know where to start, you can do the Let's Talk feature. You have the option of sending stickers. So these are the various stickers that you can send, and sticker costs money. You can certainly send a media, so a picture or a photo inside the chat, and that's going to cost you 10 credits per picture. And then I mentioned this earlier. You do have the option of sending a gift. So this happens to be a virtual gift. So virtual gift is fake gift. Keep that in mind. This is fake. She gets nothing tangible for it. However, it will cost you real money to send a fake gift. And pretty much all of the members have the same group of virtual gift. There is a lot on here. Let me just go down really quick. So you have flowers, you have jewelry, stuffed animals, and so on. Um, a lot to choose from. Now, some of these fake gifts are extremely expensive. So, guys, if you want to send these fake gifts, go for it. I generally do not do it because it costs me real money and she gets nothing tangible for it. You may think you're doing something nice, but at the end of the day, you're probably out of 10, 15, 20 bucks, 50 bucks, if not more, as a nice gesture. So let me point this out to you right here. So this Emerald Dragon, now this is fake, like I said, and it is 3,300 credits. So 3,300 credits is around $1,200, I believe, somewhere along that line. It's at least $1,000 for 3,300 credits, or maybe a little bit less, but it is not cheap. Now, some women will actually have a wish list of real gift, so a real present that you can send her. So I think Olha might have some. Let me scroll down, and yeah, she does. So right here it says presents. Once again, this is real present that you could purchase to send her or him if you're a woman. And there is a lot of options to pick from. So this is her wish list. There's fashion, so clothing on here. There's certainly flowers. There's fragrance and beauty. Home, cosmetics. There's certainly perfumes on here, jewelry, sweet sets, various bags and purses, electronics or various devices, certainly appliances, and various bundles as well. And also there's home comfort. And then finally, there is a gift certificate available. So OHA has a huge wish list, and there are a lot of variety and a lot of options to choose from. Now keep this in mind, guys. These presents are very expensive. Let me point this out to you. So if you were to purchase her a gym membership, 65, call it 6,600 credits, that's probably $1,500. Would you pay $1,500 for a 3-month membership? I don't think so. And women love to get flowers and perfumes and so on and so forth. Let me scroll up to the top. And keep in mind, all of these presents, they're above market rate. They are above market value. They are marked up quite a lot. So if you are serious about someone, you know she's a real deal, you have the intention of meeting her in person, and you want to do something nice for her, well, certainly these dating site gives you that option. And not to sound redundant, it is very expensive to purchase anything on here. Your best bet is just to purchasing it off Amazon and have it delivered to her for a quarter of the price. But like I said, there is a lot of options on here. Should you want to spend some money on a real present for your women, and this right here tells you how it works. So be sure you read the rules and understand how the real presents are worked. Click on this step right here, and it walks you right to it. So let me give you one tip. Um, if you are sending a real gift, one thing you can do in a gift is you can send her a note. And inside that note, you can certainly write your email and phone number. This is one way you can exchange personal information. There is a few other ways, but this is one way that you can do it. And I will come back to this topic later on. So that is how real presents work. Like I said, there are a lot of options to choose from, but it is very expensive, however. Let's talk about credits and why you need it. Other than the free things that I already mentioned, this dating site works on a credit system. You will need credits pretty much to do anything fun on here. And let me walk you through that. So, what are credits? Well, credits are the internal currency used for paid services on the site. You may get free credits on here if you open up an account. If you are new, generally they give you 20 credits. And then also one cool thing about AmourFactory is they give you these free chat gems. And chat gems are like a bonus that they give you from time to time if you use the dating site a lot. Chat gems are not available on LoveFort and is not available on a BestDates. So that is one nice little thing about AmourFactory. And this is also available on many of the other dating sites in my reviews as well. So why do you need credits? Well, you need credits to respond to mail. You need credits to message and chat. You need credit to send stickers. You need credits to view profile videos. You need credits to share media in the chat, so like a picture. And you need credit to send a virtual gift or a real gift. And I just went through that section already. So let's talk about credits. How much do credits cost? What are the available packages? So I will click on buy more credits. So keep this in mind. These credit packages that you see here are the most common credit packages that I see across 30 dating sites. Other dating sites may have 5 or 6 options, but these 4 are the most common. And I think this is applicable to LoveFort and BestDate as well. So you have 4 options to pick from. The smallest is 45 credits for $20, 125 credits for $50, 270 credits for $100, and finally 800 credits for $200. So let's walk through a scenario. So for example, let's say you wanted to try the dating site and you purchase 800 credits for $200. You purchase the maximum package. How long do you think 800 credits will last you? Well, I can promise you this. It won't last you 1 month, maybe 1 week, more than likely a couple of days. And let's go through the details. So on any dating site, particularly these type of dating sites, you would definitely need to chat. Obviously, that is your main point of communication. You would definitely get a lot of photos and you would get a lot of mail. And keep in mind, chatting is 2 credits per minute. Photos are generally 10 credits. Mail is 10 to 30 credits. And you may also get a lot of posts. Posts are essentially a letter inside a chat. And inside that chat, she may include a photo or even a video. And posts are generally the most expensive. So, for example, this here is Natalia. I am chatting with her. I'm paying 2 credits a minute. And inside this chat, she may include a post. And like I said, a post is basically a letter. And in that letter, she may attach some photos or a video. So, once again, that is 50 credits. That is how posts work. So, for example, let's say like I said, you have 800 credits. So, how long will 800 credits last you? Well, if you are new on here, you get a lot of messages like I do, and you will be doing a lot of chatting. Let's say just chatting alone. Well, that is 2 credits per minute. So if you have 800 credits, that is 120 credits per hour.
So roughly you would get close to 7 hours of chatting. That is what 800 credits. And once again, that will cost you $200. So essentially, if you were to play it safe, you stick to chat and chat only, you can get 7 hours of chat. Well, 7 hours is 7 hours. 7 hours in one day, 7 hours in one week. But but I will say you're not going to stretch hours out into 1 month. It's just 7 hours. Now, on top of that, let's say, like I said, you are chatting with whomever, you get a lot of messages, and she starts sending you posts. Well, that's 50 credits. Women love to send posts and they want you to open them and they want you to respond. Well, basic math will tell you, let's say you get 10 posts from, 10 women, whatever the number is. Well, if you get 10 posts, 50 credits each, well, that's right there is 500 credits. Now, on top of that, you may get a lot of mail also. So generally it is 30 credits after the first one. So I get a lot of mail and I start responding to the mail, what have you. Well, if I respond to 10 mail, well, that's 30 credits. So that right there is 300 credits. And if I use posts as well, you get 10 posts, like I said, that is 500 credits. So in reality, you can open up um, 5 posts or 10 posts, excuse me, and 10 mail. That combination is 800 credits. So in actuality, if you were to just chat, you can get 7 hours of chat time. And when you start including photos, mails, and posts, that 800 credits will quickly disappear. In this scenario, and it's generally the most common, you are getting mail, you are responding to messages, and again, it's 2 credits per minute. You get a lot of photos. You may get photos in here. You would definitely get a lot of photos in mail. So in reality, your 800 credits for $200 will get you a couple of days. That's it. So let's talk about an important detail on here, and you need to watch this section all the way through. If you wanted to send your email or phone number, or if you wanted to obtain an email or phone number from a member, can you do it? How can you do it? Well, the short answer is all of these dating sites, whether it's AmourFactory or LoveFort or even BestDate, they will do everything they can to block, to prevent you from obtaining and exchanging the person's email and or phone number. They really do not want you to get off of this dating site at all. So even if you are chatting and inside that chat you include your email and phone number, that is blocked. If you were to use a letter and you mention your email or phone number in a letter, that is also blocked. She will not get that letter or she will not see your email or phone number. Even if you were to try to get creative, you put your email and phone number in a photo, you attach that photo to a chat, you attach that photo to a letter and send it, she will not get that photo. It will be scrubbed. So all of these dating sites has done a good job of blocking any exchange of email or phone number. They even have gone through and scrubbed any mention of using another app. So if you were to mention WhatsApp, Telegram, or Facebook, those keywords and phrases will also be blocked. And I call this the back channel option, where you can exchange email or phone number without having to pay anything, without having to pay the website, and without having to buy a present. So if you want to know what those are, send me a private message and I will certainly give you a few options. I've done this myself across many dating sites, so I know it has worked. So if you are interested in learning about that option, send me a private message. One more feature on here that I forgot to mention in the beginning is whether it's a More Factory or LoveFort or even Best Date, all of the women or most of the women, they use the dating site for free. That's right. Every woman that you see on here, or most of the women you see on all of these dating sites, are using it for free. Guys, that sucks. We are the one that has to pay for everything. So how can you tell if a member is using the dating site for free? Well, there is an easy way to do that, and I will use Anna as an example. Go into her profile and look through her public photos. Now, these public photos are professional photos taken by the dating site. So as you can see in the bottom right hand corner, it says AmourFactory, AmourFactory, and AmourFactory. And that would be the same for LoveFort. I would just go into Marisol, look through her public photos. You can see that it says LoveFort, LoveFort. And that would also be true for Best Date as well. So if you see the name of the dating site in their public photos, in their profile photos, this is how you know they are using the dating site for free. So here is the good news. Anyone can use a dating site for free. And let me show you that. Or real quick, I'll just mention that. So at the bottom, there is a link here where it says become a top user. You can click on this link. It will walk you through all of the steps and processes you need to become a top user. The requirements are quite lengthy. But if you were to go through becoming a top user on here, you can certainly use a dating site for free. Now, I've already covered this topic in a separate video. So here in my channel, if you were to watch this video right here, it says use these Asian dating sites for free. Now, this video explains how to become a top user, and it is applicable to AmourFactory, LoveFort, and also Best Date as well. Now, in terms of recommendation, do I recommend any of these dating sites? Well, the short answer is no, I do not. And it comes down to really a couple of reasons. Well, reason number one is the cost. I went through the cost already, and I gave you an example, or I went through an example of how long credits will last. In short, it is too expensive, and your credits don't last very long. So that is the first reason. Now, the second reason, and I just mentioned this not too long ago, it's very difficult to exchange email or phone number on here. Even if you can, you have to pay over $1,000 to do so. Or you can become a top user, and the requirement for that is quite lengthy. And the catch is, even if you are a top user, you can't you can't exchange information with any other top users either. So that is also a restriction. And then finally, you can exchange email or phone number to a present, but the present is quite expensive. So overall, the combination of the credits and the cost and the difficulty of exchanging email or phone number on here, I do not recommend any of these dating sites. And finally, before I go, are there any dating sites that I would recommend? Well, yes, there are. There is several. So here in my channel, come down until you see Lana Date. Lana Date is a great dating site overall. Great website, great features. It is safe, it is secure, verified members. And the other thing about Lana Date is all of the members on here are paying members. Everyone must pay, men and women. There are no free users. And it is so much easier to exchange email and phone number on here. You can do it in an audio message, you can do it in a video message, you can certainly do it inside a chat. They will not block you. And that is the same for GoChatty and Maya Date. GoChatty and Maya Date works exactly the same as Lana Date. So all three dating sites are identical. Just pick one or the other. They all work the same. They have the same international users, whether it's North American, Latin, European, and Asian. All three have a really great mix of users, and the database is quite large. And finally, while you are in here, check out my other dating site reviews. All of my reviews are named according to the dating site I am reviewing. That way you don't have to guess what sites they are. As you can see, I have quite a few on here, and most of my reviews are quite thorough, just like this particular video. So with that said, I hope you have learned a lot of good information about AmourFactory, LoveFort, and it is also applicable to Best Date. So, with that said, I wish you good luck on your dating journey, and I will see you in the next one.